Hi, I'm Chef Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen, and welcome to Heart of the Home. Today we are going to work with mussels, one of my favorite dishes to eat, one of the least expensive seafoods. We're going to talk about how to clean them, and then what we're going to actually do is braise them in a cider. We always want to start, with this recipe anyway, with bacon. I love this little tip that I tell everybody. If you freeze bacon about an hour before you want to work with it or dice it, it makes it a lot easier to cut. This particular recipe says to crumble it after it's fried. I don't think that we should do that. I like to dice it when it's firm from being in the freezer, and then it is already diced and ready to go. I've got my pan warming up here to my right. We're just going to get a cute little dice on these. Much easier to dice when it's frozen. As I'm sure you know, your knife slips. It can also be dangerous. So if you dice it while it's frozen, it makes it quite a bit easier. So we're going to slide that into a pan. Might not be quite hot enough yet, but it will be in a minute. Oh, there's the sizzle. Move that bacon around and get that going. You want it to render its own fat, and you want to let that go till it's nice and crisp. While that's going, we'll talk about mussels and how to clean them. These were fairly clean. I got them from a local seafood market, but when you do get them, you want to go ahead and clean them under some running water. You want to remove what they call the beard. You can see when I hold this one, this is that bearded part, and you want any that you see that has that, you want to get in there with a little bit of force, not too much, and you want to pull that out. Nice and clean. These were brushed with a dedicated brush that I clean things with in the kitchen, and they say that you should not really cook the unopened ones. Trust me, when they're bad, you'll know they're bad, and none of these were bad. They were perfectly clean as it was, so we're going to let those sit for a minute. We're also going to be working with leeks. I love leeks. Leeks and shallots are probably two of my favorite, more subtle flavors to work with in the kitchen. Stir up that bacon a little bit. Now, leeks are notoriously dirty when you get them. You can see this particular one I've got in front. I pinched off the darker leaves at the top because we don't use those for flavor. You usually typically use the lighter green on up to the core. What you want to do to clean them is put them into a bowl of cold water. What you do not want to do is pour that then after they've been cleaned. You don't want to pour it into a colander because then you will have washed the dirt right back up on top of it. So you want to have them in a bowl of water, just kind of resting. You want to kind of agitate your leeks a little bit. We've got about 2 cups here. I kind of break them apart with my hand. The dirt is going to fall to the bottom. You want to cut the core off the bottom. Cut the darker green off at the top. Now for this particular recipe, I like to quarter a larger leek. These are kind of big. Some of them are small. You don't need to quarter them. But what you don't understand is they look clean. They really do. But once you get into it with cutting and the slicing, you will find a lot of dirt. So we're going to cut down the middle of one half and then cut down the middle of another half. And then we're going to dice them up. A lot of dirt between my fingertips there. So don't be fooled by what you think looks like a clean leek. Trust me, it's not. You want to put it in some cold water. So our bacon has rendered, and we've got it setting off to the side. You want to leave a little bit of fat in the bottom because that's how we're going to saute our leeks. And when you come back to these leeks that you've got cleaned, you don't want to dump them into a colander, as I said earlier. Reach into your bowl, grab the leeks, put them into the pan. Want about a medium heat or so. They're very similar to onions in flavor, a little bit more subtle. I personally love working with them. They're in several different recipes that are out there. So we're just going to saute the leeks, move those around. Go ahead and season it with a little bit of salt and pepper at this point, and the salt will actually help soften the leeks. So to the softened leeks, we're actually going to add about 12 ounces of a non-alcoholic cider. Fortunately, Virginia has quite a bit of cideries now, and you should be able to not have any problem finding your choice of cider to use out there. That's going to come to a simmer in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and add our mussels, and what's going to happen is we're going to cover our pan, and we're going to let them braise for about 5 to 10 minutes or so, and then they should be ready. And we can add that bacon back in. You could add the bacon before you add the mussels. Either way, it doesn't matter. All right, we're going to pop a lid on that. We're going to let that go about roughly 5 to 10 minutes. So our mussels went about 5 minutes or so, and when they are done, they will be open. And that is such the case here. I was going to reach in with a bare hand, but I changed my mind. So we've got mussels that have opened, and there you see the delicious mussel. I love this. We're going to put some in a bowl here. Get some leeks and bacon there. When you serve this, you want to serve it as such with the mussels in the bowl, but you do want to serve an extra bowl for shells for your guest to place the shells. Go ahead and do 4. Now, delicious. All right, I have got some beautiful parsley from my own garden here. I'm going to just take a few leaves off and chop those up for garnish. Sprinkle some parsley over the top for serving. Take some of that delicious sauce, put it right over the top. Serve this with a nice crusty bread to dip into that sauce at the end. All right. And there you have it, mussels braised in cider and bacon. I'm Chef Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen. Join us next time on Heart of the Home.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com/recipes, as well as on Chef Tammy Brawley's website at greenkitchenrichmond.com.